Hello everyone. This is our second lecture of Unit 3 of Testing of Hypothesis, which was taken by Samantha sir. In this lecture, he discussed all these things which I tried to write in the best possible way, whatever I could include in it. So, first he told what is testing of hypothesis, and it means to test whether a statement is true or false. And basically, this is the definition which I got from the book, that hypothesis is nothing but an assumption which is made by a researcher, and then he wants to test this assumption. So now this is H naught, which is the null hypothesis, H1 alternative hypothesis. And this is the definition which I found in the book, that H naught means hypothesis we wish to test is denoted by H naught, and basically the alternative hypothesis H1 represents the question to be answered or the theory to be tested. So for this, he gave an example of COVID-19 in which he took H0 to be COVID-19 is made in China and H1 as COVID-19 is not made in China. So um, so there was an issue with my page was not getting scrolled. So some notation which we'll be using is mean is equals to mu, standard deviation is equals to sigma, and variance is equals to sigma square. And for more detail of the study of the null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, and basically a example related to it in more detail, you can refer the book which Sir told us, Probability and Statistics for Engineers, and you can refer the page 322 to 323, chapter number 10. So you can get a detailed explanation of what are all these things. Basically, these are just the notes of the class, so I haven't included all these things in the notes. Now he told how can we represent various type of tests using the bell curve. So this type of curve represents two-sided test. This one is for left tail test and this one is the right tail test. Uh, then how can we denote the algebraic? How can we denote this test algebraically? Means how will we be getting this test in numericals? Basically, how can we mean say whether which test is two tail test or left tail test or right tail test? So the expression will be written like this. Then you can say that whether a test is two tail test, left tail test, or right tail test. And he explained this using an example of an average weight of students, average weight of all the students in RM class, and he took it as 70 kg. Then here is the definition of population and sample. So population is basically the totality of observation with which we are concerned, and a sample is a subset of population. And this is the definition which I found in book. And here is a diagrammatic representation of population and sample. Now, next is types of error. And this is a short notation for the types of error and how can we detect the error. So possible situations which will be arising for testing a statistical hypothesis. So type 1 error is usually denoted by alpha, and in general language we can say that if assumption is correct but sample is wrong, then we say that it is a type 1 error, and the basic definition of it is if we are rejecting the null hypothesis even when it is true. And the type 2 error is usually denoted by beta, and we say that if sample is correct but assumption is wrong, then the error which occurs is type 2 error, and its definition basically is non-rejection of the null hypothesis when it is false. So here it is explained with an example of that average weight of average weight of all the students in RM class. So he took as 70 kg, and then he explained it with a diagram like this, that if H naught is 70 kg, but some students calculated the weight as 60 kg, some 10 students, then this means that there is an error, and it will lead to type 1 error and type 2 error. We will discuss it in later. So these are the possible cases for type 1 error, that there can be two-sided error, left-sided error, or right-sided error as well. So these are all the diagrammatic representation of all these kinds of error. And then if in type 1 error, we can say that H naught, say that H naught average weight of students in RM class is 70 kg and H naught is true. But due to few students, we got average weight 68 kg, which is false. But still we are rejecting H naught. This case leads to the type 1 error. And as per our example, type 2 error occurs if suppose H naught, that average weight of the students in RM class is 70 kg and is not true. But some students found that average weight of students in RM class is not 70 kg, which is true, but still we accept H naught. So this leads to type 2 error, and here is a subset diagram of type 2 and type 1 error. So type 1 error is a subset of type 1 error. And then here is basically some notations which will be useful for our numericals, as you can see here. And for random and random variable, sample mean, population variance, number of sample variance, and this one is called the degrees of freedom associated with variance. So these are all basically the notations which will be helpful in our later numericals. So this one is a numerical problem discussed, and you can find it in book chapter number 10, and this is example 10.3. So from this question, we can deduce all these notations and what are the value of all the notations in our given example. And then we calculated our Z, standard random variable, using all the above formulas or notations which we discussed, which came to be 2.022. And now, since our mu is greater than 70, so we need to calculate probability of Z greater than 2.02. So for this, we will be using the help of the table which is given in page number 736 of the book, which sir told us, probability and statistics for engineers. And through that, you can calculate probability of Z greater than 2.02. But from table, we have calculated probability of Z less than 2.02. So because first we will be calculating this, and after that, for calculating probability of Z greater than 2.02, we can subtract this value from 1, and then we can get our desired value. So how have we calculated this? So in page number 736 of the book, you need to go to 2.0, means since this number is 2.0, so we will break it as 2.0 plus 0.02, and then we will check the corresponding value of 2.0 against 2.02 from the table. So from the table, as you can see that this is a left-sided value. So we are calculating the left-sided value for 2.0, and 2.0 is somewhat here. And for 2.0, we have to calculate 0.02, which is here. So you can see that the value is 0.9783. Okay, so we will be using this value 0.9783 and subtract it from 1, and we will be getting a value which we will be denoting as alpha dash, and this alpha dash is less than alpha. Alpha was the level of significance in the question, 0.05, and since our alpha dash is less than alpha, so we will accept h1. For this, you need to note this, that if alpha dash is less than alpha, then reject h0 and accept h1, and if alpha dash is greater than alpha, then accept h0 and reject h1. So if in the above example we would have got alpha dash to be 0.06, then obviously our alpha dash would have been greater than alpha and we would have accepted h0 and rejected h. So thank you. This was a summary of the lecture 2 of unit 3. I hope you all liked it, and if there is any things which have been missed out in this lecture, then please share with me so that I can include in my lectures as well. Thank you.